What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, um, shout out to the brother Town Biz for doing a video talking about this. All right, this situation. And this isn't the first time that this is happening to Monica Mcnutt. All right, so recently there was a segment on ESPN First Take, I guess it was, where Drewski, who I honestly don't understand why he's a famous comedian. I don't think he's all that hilarious. You know, I don't know. I tend to think that he just knows somebody to help him the plug. I really don't. Whatever. But anyway, he was on ESPN First Take. He was wearing what obviously to those of us who would know is a Barry Sanders jersey. Monica McNutt didn't realize that. She thought that was like some reference to Sador Sanders. Okay. And that's clearly Detroit Lions blue, retro Barry Sanders. All right. Now, this is the thing, right? Monica McNutt is 35 years old. Okay. She'll be 36 in October. So this isn't like she's some young 20-year-old who completely misses the boat when it comes to the 90s. I mean, yeah, she would have only been about 9 or 10 years old when Barry Sanders retired, but she should know who, especially a chick with a background in sports, she should be aware of who Barry Sanders was. And the fact that she didn't, that's a big red flag when it comes to her and, you know, not knowing about much in sports outside of basketball. Now she got into some, I don't want to say hot water because I don't know whether she volunteered to do the interview or whether she was asked. So I can't really go into specifics there. But I remember a couple of months ago, she did an interview with, I think it was Terrence Bud Crawford. And she clearly didn't know certain details about Bud's career. I think in particular, I think she got his win-loss record wrong. Totally wrong. And I think she also got some of his in-ring accomplishments and certain fighters that he beat or fought incorrect, if I'm not mistaken. So she didn't know some things, and that's inexcusable. If you're going to be doing an interview with somebody of that caliber, then you should know that type of stuff. Like, you got to do your homework. But you know, what I've been suspecting about some of these, I'm just gonna be honest. I've been suspecting that some of these females are being given assignments based upon pressure because of this, you know, this perverse. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you would call it. Like, it's almost like we're in this forced, this forced, do as we say or you're canceled virtual gun at gunpoint feminazi movement. Not feminist movement, but feminazi. Like, because the original feminist movement I could get down with because women just basically wanted, you know, they wanted to be treated with respect at the workplace, equal pay for equal tasks. You know what I'm saying? Not to be treated perpetually as sex objects. I get all of that. I'll be 100% for that. But what's going on with this false, fake feminist movement we have today is that they don't want equality. Not the ones that are chomping about it, and chirping about it so much. They don't really want equality. They want to replace men as the dominant sex in the species. They want to be able to put their foot on men's necks the way that they perceive men have done for decades and centuries. This movement is based upon revenge. There's no nobility behind this movement. That's why you got all these chicks running around here now, scamming men, found all these ridiculous civil lawsuits, feigning that they've been wronged, when in reality their motivation is greed, themselves, and these dubious lawyers. But anyway, back to Monica Mcnutt. ESPN and I guess Fox Sports, but in this situation, ESPN, they're giving people opportunities because I think of societal pressure, culture pressure. If you look at it, they've been giving more and more females on air time, on air responsibilities, interviews. Okay, fine. If you're going to do that, then do your motherfucking homework. And then when you don't do a good job, right? Then all of a sudden, if you get criticized for it, oh, you're only criticizing me because I'm a woman. Nah, can't have both ways, man. You can't be given things based upon this premise of equality. Then when, like a man, if you get criticized for sucking, then you run to, oh, I'm just a woman. What do you expect? That's basically what you're saying. Yeah, don't work like that, man. Nope, doesn't work like that. I like Monica Mcnutt because when she's talking basketball, she makes good points. She's very attractive, obviously, sexy. She has a great personality. But I just wish that, you know, and maybe it's just two situations where she just was off her game. And maybe she had a brain fart when it came to Drewski's jersey. But I don't want to hear this excuse about age because, maybe I'm not the best person to compare it to, but, when I was a teenager, I understood references from past generations. But then again, I always like to do my homework about stuff. And when I didn't know something, I did a little research and I said, okay, so that's why that was funny. That's why people are laughing about that. Oh, that's what that comment meant. She was referencing X, Y, and Z. Okay, I get that now. But that takes curiosity and that takes dedication. And, when you look at this situation and when you look at the WNBA players, they want something for nothing sometimes, man. I'm tripping off how these WNBA players, they're talking about they want to get paid $1 million a year, but yet you don't want to hear anything about, advice from NBA players or advice from the fans about how to make the game better. You want to see more dunking. Oh, well, it's harder for women to dunk. Well, I mean, look, man, you want to get paid what the men are getting paid, but you want to constantly look to the WNBA, look to the NBA players to take L's because that's what's going to happen. Because the WNBA is still not profitable, but you guys are so impatient that you want to make $500,000 to $1 million a year now, off the rip, start next year, which is going to increase the losses for the WNBA, which ultimately is going to lead to the NBA players making a little bit less money. So in reality, what you're doing is you want to take money indirectly from the NBA players and pocket it yourself. That's what you really want to do. Another situation where people have a victim mentality, and I'm entitled to something somebody else is getting. Now, the NBA players, the NBA, it took, I believe, 35 years. It took 35 years for the first NBA player to make $1 million. It took about 35 years. I think it was Magic Johnson. All right. The WNBA has been around now for about 28 years. Caitlin Clark is about to become the first, if not already, the first WNBA player, not with WNBA salary, but with endorsements to become a millionaire. and Angel Reese is pretty much a millionaire. So look, things are on the right accord. Okay, some of the talk gets on my nerves. Some of the sleaze factor as far as what people say about Angel Reese gets on my nerves. And I guess to a certain extent, some people say stuff about Angel Reese, I mean, about Kayla Clark too. But that just comes with the territory. But yeah, but getting back to it, man. Um, People like Monica McNutt, don't just hand them opportunities, man. I'm sorry. It might sound effed up to say that, but you can't just be giving them opportunities that, and they clearly don't know what they're talking about, or they haven't done their research, or nah. That's why the ratings for ESPN have gone down even more. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think. And why is Drewski on here anyway?